woke up next morning and I thought, I've just spoken to people all night now to try and get them on the podcast, and my shoe has been taped
to your foot.
To my foot.
Yeah. But Oliver Twist would turn them down.
Yeah.
He would be like, I'm not wearing them.
Like, God, fuck that. Well, right then, team. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Scratch Record podcast. Wow,
that's a good sound.
that is a good sound.
Such a good sound.
God, I love the sound of my voice.
God.
God, I love the sound of my
This is a
voice.
good podcast.
Fuck. God, have I missed talking in front of a microphone.
Yeah.
Shit.
What you can say in front of people then? I was like, there is no one
Many
here.
people. My God. My
The
God.
studio audience claps in there. We won't.
No, that would be too much editing. So, I think today is almost a...
Come back part 2?
Yeah, I mean...
We're back 2?
Where the fuck have we been?
We're back to Squeakquel.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, where have we been? What have we been...
Where have we been? What happened?
Well, so what actually occurred is my life fell apart quite drastically and very quickly is what went down.
Yeah.
So, like...
Tell the people.
So, as the people may have known, I moved back to university to study a master's. And I think if you listen to the second OTR, the literal like the only other OTR apart from Lou's, we actually discussed what was going on with my uni stuff, and that essentially all went chebs up. So I dropped out of university. I'm still living in Leeds, working 1 day a week, having to afford a house with no backing or anything like that. Essentially, it sent my mental health shit pot, really. Yeah, terrible. Because I'm already OCD, so anxiety is...
Got a little bit fingered, didn't you, really?
Yeah, so like everything went tits up, and to be honest, I think like it was just kind of unravelling from mid-August, from when we caught COVID.
Yeah, everything feels a bit weird from since then, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's been the longest 3 months of my life.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah, the longest 3 months of my life. I feel like I moved up to September full time. I moved up to Leeds full time in September, and everything went shit pot. No one knew what was going on. The university ignored me. Essentially, a lot of things went terribly wrong.
Everyone at Leeds Union say, what should they say? Something weird.
No, just like, at Leeds Union, please just fucking respond to my formal complaint, you dirty cunts.
Yeah, that'll work. I think like a hashtag free Elliot's funnier though.
Like, not being funny, like, I moved to Leeds, got a house lease, and now have no means of paying it.
Yeah.
And have no, like, so it's we're kind of like restarting this to kind of, because I've missed it and I've not been in the right mind space to actually sit down and do stuff. So I have been doing work on other things, which will be announced very soon, but like, nothing mental. So like, I've not really been as productive as I normally am, which makes me feel worse.
Yeah, it's always been one of those things that we've done because it's a pleasure, not a chore. And it's not like it got to be a chore, but as soon as it was like, you know, as soon as you have 1 week where everything was going on with you and you were like, look, the audio's not done, we're not doing an episode, we'll push it back. And I was like, it doesn't matter, that's it, fine. And then that's it. It's just like, as soon as you feel like, right, I'm not quite 100% sure that I want to do it, there's no reason for us to do it.
And I'm a man of routine and a man of structure and all of that shit. And at the moment, at that point in time specifically, had no structure. I actually had a chest infection as well, so I've done a course of antibiotics. I've also, been suffering real bad anxiety and stuff like that. So it's like all of that shit on top. I was like, as soon as I broke that, there was no chance you were going to get me to do the next, to get it ready for the next week. Because I'd broke that, like, almost like unsaid barrier.
Yeah.
But then for me, as soon as that's unraveled, I have to be really well structured to get back into it.
Yeah.
And I'm getting there, and I feel like I need to do this for structure's sake. For myself's sake, like it's for my structure and my own brain to know, to not wake up in the morning and feel like, I hate waking up in the morning and being like, what do I have to do today?
Yeah.
And I can't, I then do nothing.
Yeah, I'm completely the same. Like, completely the same. Like, if you just, even if I'll set an alarm for like 8 o'clock and be like, I'm going to get up and just like, I used to do it at uni all the time, be like, I'm just going to get up just so that I'm up and go and have a coffee and stuff. And then your alarm goes off at 8 and you feel tired. You just be like, well, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Why would you do that if I can sleep till 11 because I've got a lecture at 12 and nothing else to do?
Yeah.
And like, it's the same sort of thing now. It's just almost booking it in and being like, actually, if I've got this to do at night, I literally have to get up as if you're going to
work
a scheduled job, because essentially it's the same thing. And
that's what I'm trying to build this brand into. That's the goal now, because actually, what else have I got to do? Like at the moment, I work at a fucking golf club pouring pints. Like it's not like it's not my dream job. Don't get me wrong, it's all right, but it ain't something that I'm going to be doing forever. So actually, this is something I really enjoy. This is something that's, not, it's not financially viable as of yet, but there is potential that it could be a job. So why not give it all fucking hell and give it a crack and see whether we can make it work?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's, to be fair, like it kind of timed well, really, because my work for about 3 weeks was fucking like
horrific as well.
Ridiculous. Like I wouldn't have had, if we were in the full flow of it would have been like, fuck, like I literally don't have time to record and edit. So it's almost like both of us for that month just couldn't really do it and didn't feel like wanting to do it, couldn't physically do it. So it almost timed quite well. And although it's not like what we wanted to schedule, we had that gap in the summer and then we came back. We wouldn't have ideally 5 weeks in had another gap, but I think it all works out well, to be honest, end, really. Yeah. And I think I feel so much more like ready now. Be like, let's get this done. As soon as we're ready, this will come out when we're a bit like, right, that's it now.
We're on.
We'll go on a steamroll run and make sure
we finish this 50.
We smash this season 3 out into something that's much more consistent and back to what we were doing. But we're only going to produce decent content when we've got the time and the energy and the mindset to do it. So
Yeah, and it's been one of them ones where like you've known and all of our friends and family have known that I've kind of really definitely like massively been struggling with this last period. And I think for this now to be in a position where we can come back and I'm ready now to do it properly, because I hate putting out content and producing content that when I'm not ready to do it, because then you're forced to do it, and there's no fun doing forced content because they're shit. It's shit content when you do that. So like actually, now I'm feeling a little bit more up to it. We're going to get the fucking Twitter going again. We're going to get the Instagram going again. We're getting everything going. It's going to be consistent. We're going to have an upload schedule that we're going to fucking stick to. And actually, I'm taking this shit as a job now. So let's fucking make it work.
There we go. Donate. We're going to have a Just Giving page that directly pays his wages and covers his rent. Let's do it. Fuck
we actually could.
DM us. We'll give us your PayPal.
I'll tell you what. If you like genuinely on sponsorship, no.
Yeah. Oh right. Yeah, that makes more sense.
No, not just
£5, please.
Not just a donation for our pints the weekend. More of a, if you genuinely want to get involved and you love the podcast like as much as we do, because I know there is a lot of you out there that have been asking about where it's been and stuff like that. If you do love this as much as we do, and you fancy or have a company or something that needs some form of sponsorship or advertisement, we will be selling space on the podcast and potentially a conversation for sponsoring the rest of the season, and we can work out a way of doing it. And I think actually feasibly for us that'd be make the most sense. For me to be able to actually make it work full time. But like, even if not, I'm still gonna be doing it. So it's just I'll be poor until we do get that sponsorship. So if anyone wants to do it now, then it'll be lovely and we can get going and it'll be amazing. But if not, it's no dramas. It's no dramas. We'll still be doing it. I'll still be here.
So I think the main thing now is people supporting it and getting back to being as consistent a support as you can. Because I know we've not been posting anything, so you can't support it. And I know for a fact it'll take a few weeks for Instagram and Twitter to stop fucking us down the algorithm. So if you can seek out our content and share it as much, like likes and saves and sharing, that'll be really good. And then just interact with stuff, DM us, message us, who do you want to see on? Yeah. That's a big thing for us. not had as many guests as we were having, so it's almost a bit like there's fucking loads now, and picking and choosing isn't, you know, we want to get on who you want to see, so let us know who you're listening to, song recommendations, who we should be getting on, things you want us to talk about, just us two when we're doing this. Yeah, just get back involved with it, really. That's the main thing, and just keep an eye. Buy tickets to any gigs we put on, because ones that don't sell out in 30 minutes, like, it's because you've got to get tickets to those ones.
So this is something I think now, like, if you are listening still and you've come back and you're actually excited for this new relaunch, just shout us, just DM us, say you missed it. Yeah, because it's nice to see, man. It's nice to see. It's actual, like, you know, cool little things like that we really appreciate. Yeah. And it, you know, especially it just kind of shines a bit of light. So this has kind of been, I've been looking forward to doing this now. Yeah. And it's like kind of shining that light for me at the end. Like, I'm now like, okay, I'm pretty much out the other side of this shithole now. Like, all of my shit's dropped down, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. You know, we'll work on the house stuff eventually at some point. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It is what it is, all that shit. So if you do see all the stuff, just share it about and support it. Like, even if you just like it, add a comment and stuff, like, good to see you back. Like, that'd be really nice to see.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
But yeah, so actually, we might as well go into our next sort of stuff. Is what the fuck have we actually been doing? Like I don't,
in other parts of our lives.
Other parts, not a lot. I can't say I've done fucking loads, but we've had some really cool things going on while we've been not uploading. Mm-hmm. So we had the Lou gig that sold out.
Literally, our last post on Instagram still is now selling out, which is sick. That
unbelievable.
Was unbelievable.
That was mental.
I mean, yeah, that was a big moment, because I think that our goal when we put that first gig on was, like, we both said how nice it'd be to be able to repost the poster with sold out on it.
Yeah.
And okay, look, I mean, to be fair, now that we're understanding more, like, even the amount that we did sell for that gig is really impressive for what we put on. But with this one, being able to just, like, slap it up there, and within half an hour slap up a post that says this is sold out, you can't get tickets, and be putting stories before it gets launched being like, you need to be quick and not lying, which we did for the first one, and being like, trying to generate hype. We didn't need to generate the hype. The hype was literally already there, and it came through. And so that night,
that was cool as fuck.
That night, I don't even know if this will go out before or after it, to be fair, but that night is going to be fucking unbelievable. Yeah. And if anyone's listening that has tickets to go or went, then again, let us know over where, like, what it was like, because our nights going forward are going to be like that one. Are going to be fucking full venues that are going to be unreal.
They're going to be full fucking blown. And I like fucking buzzing for it. That event is going to be sick. And we've got new clothing out for that as well that, you know, will have been released, and we'll also be having new clothing for every event that we do, because that's something I really want to make and really push forward, is that we do a unique clothing for every event, because I just think that's something, gives it a little bit of edge, gives it something different to what other people are doing. But yeah, that's fucking buzz. We've done... What else have we done?
What else have we done?
Live at Leeds.
I want to talk about both Dot to Dot and Live at Leeds.
Yes.
Properly, because I feel like I've been to a handful of gigs and stuff since everything opened back up. Been to a few bits and bobs, but they were two of, like, the bigger events and the most, like, almost relevant to what we're doing now. Like, it was one of the ones where I went to a gig and it felt different to how it would feel like before we ever started this. Like, it felt like, I don't know, even the way we were watching some people, being able to talk to people at the end and just experiencing it all. Like, before we started this podcast, most of those acts we went to see I'd have enjoyed but wouldn't have known. Whereas now we're going and I'm like, I know these people and we're going to see them. Yeah. But what did you think to both, and then which one did you prefer?
Both of which I got horrifically too drunk at by the end of.
Lord, and different as well. Dr. Dot was a real slow burner. We started drinking, like, really early. And it just kept going, whereas Live at Leeds was more explosive. Yeah. It was more quite chill until, like, later on, and then
it got horrifically off the rails.
Yeah.
I think I preferred Live at Leeds just sheerly because of the type of acts that was there. Yeah. And I think the overall audio production value was much better.
Yeah, it was actually. It was.
Not like, I still wouldn't say that I was, like, blown away with the audio production value. There was still a couple of people that were very let down by sound team, but I think it was overall better than Dot to Dot. I do think a couple of them rooms sounded fucking dreadful at Dot to Dot.
Yeah, they did. I think we've become weirdly critical, and we probably do listen out of things a bit more than most. But I've never ever been to a gig and even thought about the sound before, and then stood there at some of those Dot to Dot ones, and it was like, again, it's not even my sort of thing. Even when it's bad, sometimes I'll be like, oh well. But I was like,
yeah,
that's not right. Like that is just not right. But it is fucking tough, to be fair. It must be tough to like sound check. Like when you just got like rooms where you're just like persons playing sound check. Like when we saw Lucky Iris and at live at Leeds, and we kind of experienced the process because the band finished. They were on at past. This band finished at like 20 past, and they like ran off. Lucky Iris had to go on and set up their shit around the other band that were like breaking down their shit. Yeah. Swap. She literally sang like 2 notes into the mic, and he like tested out the keyboard, and they were like, "Yep, good, okay." And she just started singing, and it's like, "Fuck,
it's just
like,
massively quick turnaround." I do think there is like that is so impressive because you got to keep the heat of the crowd and stuff there. Yeah. So I do think, like, don't get me wrong, like the shows are really impressive. Sound production, I just like for someone who's an OCD, so like I'm on the fucking spectrum. Yeah. So it's like, for me, I'm really specific about stuff like that. I always am with the podcast. I'm really specific with like the amount of podcasts we've scrapped because I've not been happy with it and stuff like that. Like for me, now I kind of know what I'm listening for a bit. I'm like, oh, that needs to be that needs to be that. Like I don't say I don't enjoy it, but like I notice it more now, and because it's something that I'm more in tune with, I start noticing it. To like an extra, like the next level.
That's what I meant. But then that's at Dr. Dot. Like I'm not like that. And normally wouldn't give a shit. But I was like, nah, even I can know. So that's not quite right. Like it's just like it was one of them. But it is tough. But I think the one thing Dr. Dot had,
me breaking my shoe.
That was fucking funny. To be fair.
I have a pair of buckled Doc Martens that by halfway through the day had no buckle on.
Sorry. Can we tell the full story? You bought a pair of botched Doc Martens for about 30 quid from the Doc Martens shop.
From the Doc.
But they specifically sold it to you for very cheap because they said the buckle does not work, and you've been strolling about with a piece of paper wedged in your shoe so that the buckle closes, and you're like, I then jumped after having these shoes about 2 years, wore them to a sports team gig where I was jumping around and moshing and doing all this, and then you're like, they broke. Weird. Like, that is the least surprising thing that's happened over the last
week. Hang on. So right,
you can't argue with any of that. Like, just tell the story properly.
So we live in like Northamptonshire, Wollaston area. So where docks are made in Wollaston, we can go and they sell all the stuff that is got like a bit of thread missing or stuff like that. So I went and bought this pair of buckled docks for like 25 quid, 30 quid, right? Cheap as chips for dogs.
Yeah. And
they looked fucking sick. Like I've never seen them before.
Oh, they're really nice.
Like they're almost like one of them buckle didn't work sort of thing. They're, I wanted them, so I bought them. He is right. I have been wearing them with a bit of paper wedged in to make sure the buckle doesn't come undone while I walk around. And yes, I did wear them to then a sports team gig. I was still anticipating that bit of paper that was wedged in it would have worked.
To survive.
I wore them everywhere.
It was so chaotic, that gig. Not even just sports. You wore them to Dot to Dot, where we were going to what is essentially 9 gigs in a row. And then at the second to last one, which was sports team, they happened to give way. They did so well.
Right, they did so well. Okay, so this is then where it got, for me, that story is, funny. I'm still in Elliot TSRP mode. So I'm still trying to talk to people, but at this point, I've got shoes falling off my feet. So I then go down to the bar downstairs to try and find some form of tape or something to do them up, and she gave me an elastic band, and I was like, this ain't gonna cut it. So I went back up, and I then went to the bouncer. I went to one of the bouncers. I went, right, mate, this is gonna sound fucking weird. You got any electrical tape? My shoe's broken, but I need to tape them on because I'm not going home. And he went, you need to leave. And I went, no, I don't. I'll see you in a bit. So I walked away from him. I walked away. He was like, of course I can't fucking help you. And I was like, all right, you're just a bouncer. Someone's give you a badge. Fuck off. So I went back inside and started talking to the people on the sound desk. And I was like, mate, have you got any tape? And he was like, well, I have got some tape. I was like, all I need is a bit of electrical tape
To wrap
my shoes up because my buckles fell off. And he went, no, I've only got this bit of tape left. That's all I've got left. And I was like, fuck, all right then, mate, I'll ask someone else. And he was like, all right, you can have a bit.
He probably literally thought, like, what the fuck, this kid is.
And it was poor bloke.
Yeah.
So it was bright white electrical tape, right? So I've got black leather docs on this bright white electrical tape round, right? And then at this point, I think someone else had asked the fucking bloke on stage. So we had sports teams, lead sound engineer. I had my shoe up on the fucking railing at the front of the stage, and he was taping my boot to my foot. Right, so I'm like, okay, cool, go out, boots taped up. We go to Pixie, and if you haven't heard of Pixie is fucking unbelievable, and she is actually supporting Alfie Templeman on his tour next year in March. So she ain't no nobody.
No soppy bollocks.
No, she ain't know nothing. So I was like, right, I need to fucking talk to her because obviously I've been doing it to everyone that I've enjoyed today, and she was really fucking good. And Blondes were there, and it was us, and I think Elliot Williams was with me. You'd gone off to someone else.
We saw Yard Act.
You went Yard Act.
Because we missed this whole shoe debacle because we all left. We got like three of us got outside and we're like, oh, we'll wait for him to catch up. Literally stood there for about 3 minutes. But it was one of them, like with those festivals, it's like, well, if we don't get there now, everyone is going from sports team to Yard Act. We need to go now. So I was like, let's just go and then we'll ring them and try and find them. Never did. Went to Yard Act, who were fucking unbelievable actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we missed Pixie.
So we went to Pixie because I was like, oh, we might as well go do something. I saw Pixie was on the list. So it was me, Elliot Williams, and then we bumped into Blondes and that. So we went in there and and I've still got this fucking shoe taped to my foot. So I then go up to talk to Pixie, and I don't describe the shoe debacle.
We've just said debacle twice in about 3 minutes. That's amazing.
Didn't describe this thing to her. So I'm chatting to her and all that jazz, and at this point I'm like, I don't think about this until the next day. But I'm chatting to her for ages, and I struggled to put her name in my phone.
Nice.
Like, because we got her number to get on the podcast and stuff, or her email or something like that. We got some form of contact with her, and I couldn't write Pixie because I was like pissed. I put P-I-C-E-Y.
P-I-C-K-S-E-Y.
No, so I kept putting C instead of X next to each other. I was like, fucking hell, this is taking and it took me 3 fucking attempts, and she laughed, and I was like, amazing. Anyway, brilliant. Yeah. Fucked off. Woke up next morning, I thought, I've just spoken to people all night now to try and get them on the podcast, and my shoe has been taped
to your foot.
To my foot.
Yeah. But Oliver Twist would turn them down.
Yeah.
He would be like, I'm not wearing them.
Like, God, fuck that. Yeah, horrendous work, actually. Awful.
Funny as fuck. But yeah, I thought Dr. Dot, the one thing Dr. Dot had above was a lot of the venues themselves and the distance between the venues.
Closer, yeah.
They were so much closer. Like, you could just walk between them all. And I just think, like, Bodega and Rock City were like...
Well, they're on top of each other, aren't they? They're
on top of each other, and they just had that real like iconic element to them. Like, they're always ones that I've been desperate to go to and see people in, and like they had that little edge, whereas Leeds had that sort of less like big iconic venues, but more of them. Better acts, better sound and everything. But then like some of them were literally on opposite sides of the city. Like you have to Uber between them and stuff like that. And I think just for the feel of it, that like it didn't quite work as well, because you couldn't just be like, right, we've got half an hour, let's just wander up there and see that. It'd be like, right, we've got a plan, we're gonna have to Uber over there and then be there for a couple of hours and stay there and do that. But like, fuck me, we saw some good acts at both. Yeah, did see some very good acts and met some really cool people. Yeah.
It was sick.
Really nice people. I feel like everyone's just like well up for having a chat, aren't they? Like,
yeah, so up for it. Just being sat with people that are like literally being like fucking. I was sat with Daisy Brain and their band because the guitarist is from Venus Girls, and I stood with them, fucking peppered again. Yeah. But like having a cigarette and just kind of chatting, and literally like last week he was supporting Youngblood. And I was like, that is. Like, I was like, the week before, you're literally with Youngblood at Ali Pali. I don't understand how this now works. So you're sat here listening to me chat fucking shite about our podcast. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, how does this now work?
It's fucking sick.
But they were like interested.
Yeah, like genuinely like, about having a chat. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. So very, very cool. Very cool few things we've done, but I think now I'm ready to stop fucking around with shit now.
Oh, he's on this no drinking.
Obviously, I'm done. I'm not. I'm slowing my drinking down. I'm now not smoking. You see, I don't have a jewel in my hand.
Yeah,
Which is,
have you stopped your jewel?
yeah, kicked it completely. Yeah. I kicked it from when we had COVID.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't breathe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still can't really breathe. So probably would have picked it back up.
Still can't really breathe.
Still really struggling.
Still got the throat of a small hamster. So can't really smoke my jewel.
I literally have gone from having COVID, then 3 weeks later having a chest infection, to then every time I now smoke, like I literally had 2 cigarettes at the weekend, live at Leeds, and I woke up for like 2 days, like wheezing, like feeling like I can't breathe, and I'm like, yeah, maybe actually I should probably stop smoking. I mean, I'm not going to, but like when I'm drinking, at least
maybe tone it down.
Yeah, definitely.
I say tone it down. I mean, like. Going down from like 4 or 5 on a night out to like 1 or 2 every month instead, like
so not too bad. And like so like I'm on this like fucking clean shit, like let's be productive. Woo.
Yeah, that's what the week's for though. That's what the week's for. Then you get have a little party at the end of it.
Yeah,
but no, I love when you're doing something like that and you just feel like it's like a proper event. Like I'm not about like just random nights out, but
especially all this fucking jabbing the buckles and
makes it sound like an anti-vaxxer, mate.
No, like the old injecting, spiking and all that nasty shit that's happening, especially in Leeds and stuff. Like it's fucking awful.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
So like it's happening in Leeds, Nottingham, fucking Dundee, all over the gap. Yeah. Northampton, like I'm just like even that that scares the shit out of me, because I went out on one night out, because when I moved back to Leeds I was going to be a student. Went to a student night out on the Wednesday, and it was all the fucking lads were creepy. Everyone was just fucking weird. There was people sexually harassing girls all over the gaff. I end up in fights because I don't like that type of stuff, I'm not very good at just leaving things, so I end up in fights. So I'm just like, actually, for me, I'm much more happy going down to like a Porto on a Wednesday night, watching a band. Went and saw Second Thoughts the other week, and they were sick, and then went across and then like do something bigger on the weekends. Yeah. If we've got gigs or we're traveling and we're doing stuff, like I think that's gonna be so much better. And then we go and get fucked up. Yeah, let's still go get fucked up, but let's not go and just drink for drinking's sake. That's my thing, I think now. Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, I think that's where I'm at with it. Okay, I don't mind that. So what I wanted to pull from the Dot to Dot and Live at Leeds talk as well is we saw a lot of unbelievable acts. Yes. I want you to give me 3 from what we saw that you think this time next year are going to be like... The Objective. Love it. Without even fucking thinking. Can we mention them big time? Because I actually don't think we've really mentioned them on here. I think we spoke about them a couple of times, yeah. Definitely have as like an end of podcast. You should give these a listen. Yeah. But this is like a... Mate, The Objective, I've not seen anyone with like... So the band as a it's just like band as a, like, I'll paint your picture, right? They're up on stage. The lead always seems to wear a long coat and a shirt. Yeah, he's cool. Really cool guy, but he's Morrissey cool in a sense of he's quite slow movement, like pretty like for it, but like not. No, it's not an energy. It's not an energy. Not like frontman. It's not like a Youngblood or a fucking like a you know these grime artists that are like fucking like punching people. He's quite a still. He's quite gentle, but the music's quite aggressive. Yeah. But the bassist, right? The young lad, he's got curly hair. He looks like he's just come from sixth form and put some eyeliner on, right? And it's like he wears this shirt, and it's like he wears this shirt. I don't know whether it's like what they wear on stage, but it was the same shirt for both festivals, I think, or similar at least. And I was like, fucking hell. But he was about it. There's points, both festivals, he put his bass down, jumped in the crowd, spread the mosh pit himself. I was just think that's unbelievable from a bassist. Literally at Live at Leeds, he then just like forced everyone to pick him up. And literally, the crowd was not as big at Live at Leeds as it was at Dr. No, this is a big room.
and there's like a little crowd at the front. He's jumped into it, spread a mosh pit, jumped around, then made everyone lift him up and carry him the like 3 yards back to the stage, to the point where like everyone else kind of gave up, and he was a small guy, and I was literally like just almost like placed him back up on the stage, and he was fucking going for it, and I'm like, that for a band like that yeah, their music is unbelievable. Yeah, listen to it and shout out on the podcast, but wouldn't be one that you'd be like they're the best band in the world from their streams. But one that when we've been to see them live, I was blown away. Like, they are one that like we could have seen them, or maybe we'll see them, and like, nah, they're really good. Let's go see them. Yeah. And now I'm like, thank God we went, because live wise they were fucking
different level, man. Different level.
They were so good.
And I think so. The Objective, I've got to fucking say that is sturdy. One of my top 3.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with Feet.
Yeah, fuck.
Right, fuck. I want to talk about Feet as well. Feet.
I'm obsessed with them now.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
So they have this jittery 80s punk stage presence.
Yeah,
it's how I can describe their stage presence. It's jittery and fucking like
yeah.
So right, I don't know whether many people that listen to this are into like online community, like gaming and stuff like that. I kept saying it. Dr. Disrespect and the lead singer are the same person.
Yeah.
They are, if not fucking related. The lead singer of Feet must be Dr. Disrespect's son.
Yeah.
Their aura, the way they are just on stage comes across as the same sort of character.
It's strange.
And I'd be very interested to see whether there was something pulled from that type of character.
Yeah.
Whether there is like a direct link, and he's like, because it's the same tash.
Yeah.
It's the same like joltiness and like aggro, and then like a calm steadiness. And it's like, and he's got his fucking Mohican now, which is unbelievable.
Outrageous, yeah.
And I'm just like, their whole look and their style.
Mate, they're just sick.
They're unique, they're loud and arrogant, but yet he still like was in like, Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
It was like he came out and literally walked out, and he was like bending into the crowd and like staring at everyone. It's like a pantomime video that just come out. He was like almost like staring and leaning and all this sort of stuff. Gets his tambourine out, like plants his feet, and he's like just fucking shaking with the music like that. And you're just like, that's one of those you are in awe, because being that close and seeing him performing, you're just like, fuck. Like,
I was like, this is. Like, we've seen him perform before, but that was fucking good.
Yeah, that was fucking good. They've got better. Good. And then the music they've added since then, that like newer EP they've done with like Library and Peace and Quiet, and like they are now, I would say, like their best songs. Like their music's elevated as well with it. Like, as good as the album is, and the music they had before, they've just stepped it up another level with the actual music itself as well. So
they have really progressed. His whole fucking like. I was stood there, I was doing it back, and I was like doing the exact same shit, and I was like, actually, to make me feel relaxed enough to twitch,
to jitter in
a crowd is like, I think that it almost felt like nothing. And this is how I kind of rate bands and artists, is when you forget everything else in the world exists apart from what's happening within them 4 walls. I think that shows a fucking class band from a good band.
Yeah.
Because good bands, you know, I've sat and watched bands and I think, you're fucking good. Like, you're brilliant. But I then go, I could do with another pint. Or I go, I like his t-shirt. I wonder how he designs that. Do you know what I mean? Or I think of other things.
Nope. Thanks for listening.
Sorry. The camera cut out. But yeah, so I'm like, I found myself actually not giving a fuck about anything else that existed.
Yeah. They just capture your attention, don't they?
Yeah, captured me, and it didn't break at all. Like, they didn't break my attention in any way, shape, or form for the whole 45-minute set or half an hour set, however long it was. Like, I was in it, and I fucking loved that.
Plus, sound guy, like, quick chat afterwards.
Yeah, seemed like a lovely bloke.
Really sound, like, relatively local to us, so yeah, man, that's it.
Get something going with them for sure. We'll get them on a TSRP Presents.
Like it.
That's
Like
happening. That's happening. Once they've done this, they've got a tour in March.
Mm-hmm.
Once they've done that, let's get them booked in for like summer next year.
Yeah. Go on. What's your third?
And my third, this is hard, right? Because there was a lot of people that surprised me.
Yeah.
I was very surprised with Martha Hill.
Yeah. Outrageous.
Unbelievable
Very
set
talented,
of lungs.
yeah.
Unbelievable set of lungs. And she sounded so class.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed her whole set and stuff like that. Very, very good. I was also pleasantly surprised with Pixie.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I thought she was great, like it did like you could tell she knew what she was doing. Her stage presence was cool. She was like reminded me of like a Fleetwood Mackie style stage presence,
floaty,
floaty and like loving life. Like I really enjoyed that. But I have to say, Larkins blew me away. Blew me away. Like I've not sat and like the room weren't full, and Larkins are big, but they're not huge. And I stood there, and one point I looked at you and I went, they just need one more track. One track that takes on TikTok or takes on social media, and it blows them to another level. And I'm very much for looks as well and aesthetic of stuff, and their whole shit is cool as fuck.
Yeah, and again, speaking for like guitarists that carry the energy, that guy with the green hair, fucking hell, energy, and again interaction. Like the amount he would just come and sit at the front of the stage and just like literally just look at people and be like, "Oh mate, thanks for coming," like sick, and then he'd get up and fucking just like go from the song. Like they had a real presence, and they had a real like. As you say, they are of that quality. Like if they had a Charlemagne, doing quote marks for the listeners, then they would be fucking huge. They need that one. They've got loads of fucking unbelievable songs. They need that one that, as you say, just goes like different level mainstream banger. And then I think like in that sphere of like that kind of slightly emo-y indie punk stuff. They would just be like, they could just be massive. Like, there's no reason why they should be as big as like Youngblood is and that sort of stuff. It's,
and I think that I think it's because of the saturation of their style of indie, and it's probably more of a what I'd describe as probably a 2008 indie sound for a lot of their tracks, and it's very like indie pop, and I think it is quite a saturated market. But with that being said, for me, they stood head and shoulders above a lot of people in that genre. In that like line of indie music.
When he did that song on his own.
Oh mate, that blew me away.
That was fucking mental. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I've ever heard it like streaming wise of what he was doing. I don't know, but they had a bit when every like all the other people in the band kind of have a bit of water, and the lead singer normally does something, and normally he just belt out some sort of acoustic track or something. He sang this song. It was like a
Kanye West track.
It was fucking. I don't know what it was, but
that song on his. I don't know where it's on his the Kanye West, for any Kanye West listeners. One where it's like, "Take me to the moon." It was that style of track, and I was like just that like snippet of that, because I know then he goes But like it was that style of like that. Wow, what's the fucking word? Auto-tune thing that worked.
It was fucking
It
sick.
worked, and I was like,
so
that
sick.
was... And he stopped, and I was like, that was just LA. It took me to like fucking Hyde, or like one of the bars and nightclubs in LA, and I just was like, I can see that. I can see a montage of us like in LA to that track, I want a little fucking vlog sort of thing where that shit's coming in the background,
like David Dobrik-esque footage, and we can
that song that on over
fucking
it.
Unbelievable. They were really good, and as I said, I think it was almost a shame if that room was packed for them.
Oh mate,
it would have been unbelievable. And again, it's hard, these sorts of festivals as well, like you're competing with fucking mental bands as well. I'm glad people should be going to see like as many different things as possible, but seeing them was a memorable one, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So what was your three then?
Fuck. He took my Larkins one. I think one that I knew were fucking good, but like elevated it again when we saw him live was Courting. I think they didn't have the impact as much because we couldn't get anywhere.
And also it was early days. It was early in the day.
It was early in the
12
day,
o'clock.
and we couldn't get anywhere near them. Like, we were right at the back. But I just think he's a very, very good frontman. I think their lyrics are really good and they carry a really good energy. And I think, again, along with like Feet in that scene, in that kind of style of music, like they could really take.
Right, they're topping. Them two are they're heads of that scene. They're head and shoulders above everybody else in that setup, apart from Italia 90.
Yeah, they're
Italia 90, Courtin, Feet.
Yeah,
you stick that on a lineup.
You're gonna be coming out with some bruises, I'll tell you.
Yeah, proper bruise. Feet is so good.
Feet is so good. Feet is so good.
No, Courtin.
Who else?
Courtin, Larkins. Who else were you? Did you? Because actually, at the moment, the only people we've said have been at live at Leeds, apart from Leo Objective, we saw it both.
That's true. Let's think more dots to that. The thing is, sports team were unbelievable, but everyone knows they're unbelievable. They were as good as I expected them to be. I
love their keyboard player.
Yeah, he's sick.
Love him. And
just stood there with sunglasses on, staring
the whole time,
distance,
just staring at nothing. And he definitely clocked me because I can tell he was trying to fucking not break his in because I'm topless on someone's fucking shoulder. As we know, I don't know whose fucking shoulders it was. It might have been Elliot Williams, but I'm not a little bloke.
Yeah.
And topless. I'm not the prettiest of sights. And I've got big fuck off bleacher on there at this point. And I've got a t-shirt and I'm going like that. And I'm looking.
Bits of your dock flying off.
Buckles going in the crowd. And I'm looking at him and I'm trying to get him to do like the fucking, I can't think what that's called. Where
like a rock on, but like without the other finger.
It's a specific thing. It's like a surfing thing, and it's like everything's sick, man.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Everything's cool. I think that should probably, for anyone that knows, will know. But like that, sound like everything's sick. And I was trying to get him to do that, and you could tell he fucking noticed me because he was fucking staring in my eyes.
Yeah.
And he just didn't fucking do it, and I was pissed. I was not happy.
No, that's
not happy.
No, I thought they were really good, but as I said, they weren't one that surprised me because I know this is gonna be good. And I was like, happy days. But yeah, they are. I mean, they're top of their game. Like they're killing it, and they're another one where I think like the only thing that will hold them back is literally their genre. And if it was more mainstream, they'd be huge, and they'll limit because not everyone's gonna love the style, but anyone who's remotely into any sort of alternative music will fucking love them. So, but I think the standout, the biggest surprise of the whole both festivals, and I bet you forgot. No, you won't have forgot. Weird Milk.
Yeah.
They were the biggest surprise because we wandered down, we saw Blondes in Rock City, and we had a bit of a gap, and Weird Milk were playing in the room below.
And I'd heard of them
I'd never listened to their music before.
Yeah, don't push the mic, mate. Yeah, she's like...
Yeah, I'm listening. Listen.
That's going to be horrible.
Yeah, sorry. I'd never listened to their music before, but they're one of those names where when I saw it on the list, I thought, definitely heard of them for some reason. Like, I've seen them on Twitter or somewhere. Someone's spoken about them, said they're decent. So I was like, well, while we've got a gap and we're in the building, let's just wander in. And you knew we were about 2 minutes late for their set after Blondes, and we went to go in, and literally the door would not push open because it was that packed in that little room.
Health and safety fucking nightmare.
Literally, and we had to open it and squeeze the six of us in the back so you could it was rammed, and I was like, oh fucking hell. And then they started playing, and it was like...
His voice is on a fucking another wavelength.
They've got he sounds just like Alex Turner. He's got such an Alex Turner-esque singing.
Not like early Alex Turner, but how I'd describe it is Alex Turner's voice of Tranquility bass on early Monkeys tracks. But it's the lyricism and the growliness of his voice specifically in that venue as well. Yeah. They sounded fucking spit.
Yeah.
Spit.
It was just they had such an interesting charisma on stage, and the drummer did a lot of singing and talking as well. Their guitarist,
what's that
with the long hair?
What's that? I'll tell you ever slightly away from fucking what's the poet with the old black hair bloke, the long
Benjamin
black hair?
Zephaniah?
No, not the one with the dreads.
It's the only poet I know.
Shit. John
Travolta.
No, fuck
Coltrane.
off.
Stones.
No. That you've literally just ggone from Grease, jazz, football? Can we get? I'm telling you, he's.
I don't know,
poet.
man. I don't read poems.
John, the one he does like really like weird, edgy ones.
I don't read poems.
Anyway, well, he looked like him.
He looks like a poet, everyone. He looks like a geography teacher. But he plays like he's in Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
On this little stage, and he's just having such an infectiously good time that you couldn't help enjoy it.
Yeah.
You just looked at him play and I just thought, he's fucking loving this.
Yeah.
And that just makes you think, yeah, fuck it. I don't even care if
he's
it's
a
good or
geography
not.
teacher and
Yeah, I
he's
hope he is.
like in the week. I really hope he is.
What are you doing in the weekend, sir?
Oh, just doing like 10 bags of fucking coke.
Getting off my nut.
Getting off my fucking bean and enjoying life.
Yeah.
No, like, they were not claiming he does drugs because, you know, I wouldn't do such a thing. It's alleged. It's not even alleged. I just was assuming.
It just seemed like.
Just seemed like that. Seemed like that kind of. Anyway.
Yeah.
They were that stage. His stage presence was like took me fucking again, just like the fucking bassist from the Objective. Like took me on another level, and you just think, actually, you're good. You're very good.
Really, really fucking good.
Yeah, we're the biggest surprise actually.
Yeah, just because we were so like, I'd literally never ever even listened. Everyone else I think we went to see had at least heard a track and been like, I know they're decent. Let's go see what they're like. Even if you can't really, remember it or whatever. I've heard them, but this was the one that I thought we'll just wander in. And even then, like the other lads who were with, who liked the sort of music but weren't necessarily know, they were like, fucking hell, they were good. Like, fucking hell, they were good. They kind of like clocked on as well. And that's when you think you're drawing in a whole new crowd of people that wouldn't even normally.
Yeah, and it was kind of. I feel like that was the moment where they were like, because we essentially did the where we're going. Yeah, essentially, like for both festivals, we did the whole like, right, this is what we're going to see. This is when we're going to go see them. And I think when we did that specifically, and we went down to them. Even though we didn't know them, I think they thought we knew them, and they were like, "Yeah, the rest of them are going to be great." Actually, we don't need to actually stress about. It's
that bit of trust in the sort of music taste, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, they were very, very good. You heard their new track recently? The one that's been released, Weird Boy.
I think I have actually. I've been listening to them quite a lot.
Belter tune. Yeah. Very, very good tune. Because that is something else that we'll be starting. Fucking playlist updates.
Playlist updates are back. That one, I don't even know why that stopped. I think we just missed a couple of weeks and then it just kind of like
it just
disappeared into the ether with everything
else. With everything else.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think when we come back, we change every song. We change every song. We do 20 each. Because we've missed more than enough weeks to do that anyway. And I just think that'll be like, I love it, but some of those, I listen to that playlist a lot. There's been some of the same songs in there for a long time. Let's fucking empty it. Because also, there's 41 in mine, and I can't fucking work out why. Because when I count through, I'm like, they're my 4, they're your 4, they're my 4. I can't work out which one's the spare one. So let's just empty it.
Yeah, I'm done.
And you send me your 20 songs, and we'll do it from scratch.
20 tracks.
Yeah?
Yeah, Sam.
Beautiful.
Down.
Amazing. Well, that would have already happened then if you've heard this.
Yeah. That'll be check the playlist. It's a fresh playlist.
It's a fresh playlist, huh? That's a fresh playlist. Oh, I hope so. So much stuff like this.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So we've actually been going fucking time. I think. Yeah, it must be like at least an hour.
Lol.
Yeah. So we'll probably wrap it up there.
Cool.
Amazing stuff. Well, you know why we've been gone. You've listened to what we've been up to. Now, just fucking retweet.
Let's just get back into it. All the love. We'll be back on it, and so will you.
There's still some stickers on sale.
Oh, there we go. Shout at the shop.
You want some stickers? You want some stickers? You want some stickers?
They are stick. Do you want to be able to? Oh, they can't even see it. The big old thing that you can't see on the back, and most of your audio listeners anyway. The stickers, they're nice.
The sticker.
But get on the website anyway. Have a little browse. All the podcast stuff on there.
There'll be a lot of exciting stuff coming on there soon.
Yeah. You said that so weird. There'll be lots of exciting stuff beyond this soon.
Probably there'll be lots of stuff on
there. You paid for 3 seconds of ad read on someone's YouTube video. I've got some exciting stuff. Come see TSW.UK. Thank you, bye. Oh god. Yeah. Yeah, all the fucking usuals. Get back on it. Do loads of like interactive posts on Instagram and Twitter and get it all back going.
Yeah.
Sharing as much fucking clips and stuff of this as we can. And yeah, when this comes out, we'll be back on it. We'll have a few more recorded. We'll be back on the old grind.
Back on the grind. Back on the grind.
Exciting.
Well, we love you all. Thank you for being patient with us.
Yeah.
And we're back to stay. We ain't going fucking nowhere now. So
Give it 3 weeks.
No, I don't know, because I don't know what I'd be. I don't know what mess I'd be. I don't know what mess I'd be.
Oh, God.
I don't know what mess I'd be without this little child we've brought into the world.
I thought you were going to be little child then. I was like, I don't like that. Can't finance it.
Right. I'll see you later. Bye. Goodbye. Or like, subscribe.
Yeah,
fucking
bye.
comment,
Bye,
do a rating.
bye,
We love
bye.
you. Goodbye.